Hello, my name is Julia Paddison. Thank you for joining me for this yoga practice today. We'll be focusing on some front body openers and some back bends. I recommend having a yoga block. If you don't have one, find a similar size and shape household item, something like a tissue box, a big can of soup, anything that might resemble that size and shape that might help you through your practice. If you can have two items or two blocks, that would be super helpful. And when you're ready, let's get started in a seat. Just a simple cross-legged position is where we'll begin. Hands can be in the lap, on the legs, wherever they're most comfortable. Just find yourself sitting up really tall. Close your eyes and let's start to deepen the breath through the nose. Really big inhales and exhales. Starting to let go of your day and concentrate all of your attention here in the present moment. Can you release tension out of the neck, out of the shoulders, out of the upper back, still remaining upright with a tall, purposeful posture? Just see if you can send breath into any areas in the upper body that might need a little help to release. And continuing to practice the breath through the practice today as we focus our attention in that area. Let's bring hands to press together in front of the heart. We'll chant the sound of Om together one time to begin our practice today. Join with me if you can. Take a deep breath in. And release your hands, open up your eyes. Let's take a nice easy twist. Bring your right hand behind your body. Bring your left hand to your right knee and see if you can sit up really tall. Maybe take your gaze all the way beyond the right shoulder towards the back of the room. Little squeeze through the belly might give you some space to twist a little deeper. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, twisting to your furthest place. Inhale, both hands to center. Exhale, other way. Left hand behind the body, right hand to the knee. And again, just gazing all the way back, just as far as you can. No strain, no struggle here. Just a simple twist. Breathing through the nose, a little lift through the belly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, twisting even deeper. Inhale, bring yourself to center. Exhale, tabletop. Bring yourself to all fours. Come to hands and knees. Shoulders over wrists, fingers spread wide, knees slightly apart, about as wide as your hips. A few rounds of cat and cow. As you inhale, belly comes down, head lifts up for cow pose. Exhale, round the back, squeeze your belly tight, come to cat. And again, inhale, cow pose, stretch yourself long. Exhale, cat pose, squeeze yourself in. Twice more. Inhale, big stretch open. Exhale, rounding through the back. And one more time. Inhale. And one more time. Exhale. Inhale, finding a neutral position here with the spine. And exhale, plank pose. Step one foot back and then the other. Really strong through the legs and through the belly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and lower with control all the way down to the floor. Point your toes towards the back of the mat. Walk your hands a little bit further back so your wrists are about underneath of your elbows. Fingers spread wide. Toes pointed towards the back of the room, pressing down through the tops of the feet. The kneecaps start to lift away from the floor. See if you can find a little tilt in the pelvis, pressing pubic bone into the mat. Lower belly squeezes tight. Shoulder blades come towards each other for baby cobra. Inhale, lift chest and head up off the floor. Gazing slightly towards the tip of the nose, gazing beyond the top of your mat. Nice long neck. Activate through the back muscles. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come back down. Twice more. Inhale, lift up, come up a little bit higher. Your lower body is doing most of the work here. In fact, you could lift your hands just to hover off the floor if you wanted. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come back down. One more time, inhale, come up, come to your highest place, maybe using your hands to come up a tiny bit higher. Shoulders come back, belly squeezes in, legs are so strong. Big inhale. Exhale, come back down. Child's pose, press back, hips come towards the heels, letting chest and head melt down towards the floor. As a reminder, you can come to this shape or any other posture you consider to be restful at any point throughout today's practice. Let's take one more breath in our child's pose. Big inhale and exhale here. Inhale back into tabletop, downward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips high. Good, and then just see if you can breathe through the nose, really purposely here, sending weight into the feet. Any little movements that help you get comfortable, maybe pedal one heel towards the mat and then the other. Eventually finding your way towards stillness. Sending weight into the feet, the legs are strong, the belly's lifting gently, nice and active through the core. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. Inhale, look forward, lift up onto the tips of your toes. Exhale, walk your feet up towards the top of your mat, finding a forward fold position. Bring your feet together all the way if you can. Inhale, lift halfway, gaze forward and lengthen. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms reaching high, gazing up towards your hands. Exhale, bring your arms by your sides. We'll get started with a few sun salutations today. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, arms reach up high. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga, step back. Maybe your knees drop to the mat as you lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Breathe deeply here. Inhale. And fully out. Exhale. And that's one. We'll stay for 5 breaths. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, walk or hop. Halfway lift, gaze forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up, arms reaching high. And exhale, arms come by your sides.
And we'll do it again. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Take your time. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths again. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, walk or hop, halfway lift. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, rise up, reach the arms high. Exhale, arms by your sides. We'll do one more. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1. 2, remember lots of weight in the heels of the feet. 3. 4, 5. Inhale, step or hop, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up high. Exhale, arms come by your sides. Let's move through a few rounds of our Surya Namaskara B. Take a big bend in your knees. Make sure your feet are as close together as they can get. Arms high. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, arms are high, warrior 1. Exhale, chaturanga. Nice big breath out. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, rise. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, walk or hop. Halfway lift. Exhale and fold forward. Big bend in the knees. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, straighten your legs. Bring your arms to be by your sides. We'll do it again. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot steps. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, chaturanga. Keep breathing. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Try to slow your heart rate. 1, steady your breath. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, walk or hop, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend into your knees. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, legs are straight. Arms come by your sides. Good, we'll do that one more time today. Bend the knees, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Right foot steps, inhale, arms high. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot steps, inhale, rise up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time we'll hold this position today. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, walk or hop, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Big bend in your knees. Inhale, send the arms high. Exhale, legs straight, arms by your sides. Really nice job. Let's take the feet apart, about hips width distance. Folding forward, hold your big toes with your first and your middle fingers for Padangustasana. Take a deep breath in. Fold forward, exhale, head down. Legs can be bent if needed. If the legs are straight, you might bend into the elbows a little bit just to take it one step further. Try to let tension release out of the neck. Soften the face. Steady the breathing. One more breath here. Inhale to lift your head. Exhale, weight right here. Take your hands under the feet, palms face up. Inhale for Padahastasana. Exhale and fold. Come in a little bit deeper. See if you can lean a little bit of weight into the toes. Strong in the fronts of the legs. Thigh muscles really active. Low belly squeezing in. 2 more breaths, folding deeper if you're able. And 1 more breath here. Inhale, head lifts up. Exhale, weight here. Take your hands out from under your feet. Take your feet wide as the mat. Knees bending for Malasana. Bring hands to prayer if you can. You could just sit right down on the floor if this posture doesn't feel available. Otherwise, you can stay right here. I'll offer a couple options. Again, you're welcome to stay exactly as you are if that feels good enough. If you're wanting to take this one step further, take your left hand to the floor, left arm stays in front of the left leg, right arm reaches high, big opening. And you can stay here, or you can wrap your right arm behind your back and take your left hand to meet your right hand for a bind. Right shoulder leans wide open, both heels still rooting into the floor. Gazing open here, let's breathe for 3. Holding here, we'll stay for 2. 1 more breath open to your deepest place. Good, gently release, bring your hands back to center. We'll try that on the other side. Right hand comes down, same method. Left arm is reaching high. Staying open is gonna feel really good. You could take it into the bind if you want. Hands coming behind the back to connect. Shoulders are opening. Breathing here, let's stay for 3. Keep your belly muscles nice and active. Stay for 2. 1 more breath. And then gently we'll release. Hands come back to center. Continue to linger here in your squat, or bring your hands to the floor and set up from Bakasana, crow pose. Hands come to the floor. I like when my feet are together. Knees come towards the armpits as you lean forward. So if you can take your feet up off the mat. We'll hold here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, gaze forward, 2. On 1, maybe you hop right out. Chaturanga, up dog, inhale, and downward facing dog as you exhale. We'll breathe together here, inhale, and exhale 1 more time. Big breath in. Exhale all the air out. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, bring knee forward towards the nose. Step forward, it's a lunge. Foot between the hands, back knees on the floor. And we'll take the arms up high towards the ceiling. And think about bringing your palms together overhead, lunging really low, hips towards the floor. If your knee joint is sensitive to being on the mat, a blanket or a pillow might feel really nice for some support. From here, keep your left arm high, take your right hand over to your right waist. You might use your block for this next shape. We're gonna bring the right hand towards the mat, maybe all the way down on the mat if you can. Left arm stretching towards the right side of the room. We really want that right hand to stay lined up with the right hip, focusing on that stretch all the way down through the left side of the body. Breathe here, big inhale. Exhale, twist, left arm to the right leg, hands come to prayer. And see if you can really wiggle yourself into this twist, opening wide through the shoulders. Option to stay right here, or tuck your toes and lift your back knee off the floor. See if you can twist a little deeper. Look at the floor if you're losing your balance. Stay here or take your back foot to the floor, plant it down like a warrior one. Wherever you are, we'll stay and breathe for 3. Holding here, we'll stay for 2. Twist a little bit deeper, 1 more breath. And then release, both hands to the floor, back knee comes down, and the front leg is straight. We'll set up for half split. Folding forward, chest and head come down, all the way over that front leg. And breathing here, releasing tension from your lunge. Take 1 more breath here. Good, and then slowly bend back into your front leg and bring your hands up to your front thigh. We'll take another round of our lunge. Remember, put some cushion under that back leg if it's feeling uncomfortable here. You can stay right here with your hands on your front leg or take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. And imagine you could pull your knuckles towards your back calf muscle, really opening up through the chest here. This is gonna feel like plenty for most of us. If you wanna take it 1 step further, see if you can bend that front leg, find your balance, and lunge a little bit lower, pulling that foot back, opening up your chest. We'll hold and we'll breathe here for 5. Find a place you can breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently, both hands find the floor. Once again, that front leg is straight as we fold into our half split. See if the front foot can flex all the way up. Another great place for our block. We'll take a variation of this shape, one of my favorite versions of this pose. Stay here in your half split. Take your left hand to the other side of your front leg. Again, block might be really helpful. Right arm reaches high for a twist. Keep your eyes at the floor for balance, or look up at your lifted hand for more of a challenge. Hold and breathe for 3. You should feel this in the outer part of that front leg. Yeah, T-band. Hold for 2. 1 more breath, twist even more. And then release, both hands come down. Bend back into your front leg and step back, down dog split. Right leg up in the air. Bending your knee, big opening here through the hips. Take any little movements that you might like. Stretching left heel towards the floor. Breathe 1 more time where you are. And release, both feet down to the mat. Stay in your down dog, take rest with your knees on the mat, or follow me through a vinyasa. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing through the nose, big breath in, and a full breath out. Inhale, left leg reaches up high. Exhale, knee towards your nose, stepping forward, find your lunge. Drop your back knee to the floor, and when you feel set up, feel free to use props if you need to. Arms come high. Hands coming together over your head. Hips melting low towards the floor. Big stretch through the front side of that back leg. Remember, find a way to be comfortable here. For some support, put something under your back leg like a blanket. Keep that right arm high, take left hand towards the floor, maybe to a block, and see if you can lunge yourself a little bit lower, stretching that right arm over towards the left side of the room. Really open up through that right side body. You should feel a stretch all the way down through that right leg. Breathing here. Big inhale. Exhale, twist, right arm comes up against the left leg. Hands come to prayer. Really find a way to open up through your chest. Rotating the shoulders wide open, big squeeze through the belly. Remember, you can stay right here or tuck your toes, lift your back knee off the floor. Keep your eyes on the mat for balance. Otherwise, take your gaze up beyond your left shoulder. Stay here or drop the heel of your back foot to the mat like a warrior one. Try to do whatever you did on the first side. Let's hold and breathe for 3. Big breaths as you open up, holding for 2. Twisting to your deepest place, 1 more breath. And release. Both hands come down to the floor. Back knee drops down and the front leg is straight. Releasing into our half split. Folding chest and head towards your front leg. Front foot flexing all the way up and in. Breathing one more time here. And then slowly we'll bend back into that front leg. Hands come to the front thigh. Lunging yourself nice and low here. Again, focusing on that big stretch we should be feeling through the front side of the back leg. Stay here with your hands on your front thigh, or hands come behind the back, squeezing shoulder blades towards each other. Hands coming down the back thigh, opening up your chest even more. Stay here, or if on the first side you found that variation, do it again. Hands holding onto that back leg, both hands holding the foot if you can, maybe even the shin bone, stretching yourself all the way open. Hold and breathe, we'll stay here for 5. Open up your chest, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release, hands come down, the front leg is straight. One more time in our half split. See if you can fold yourself over that front leg. Maybe you'll grab your block as we transition into our next posture. Staying in your half split, just inhale, lift your head, and exhale, take your right hand to the other side of your front leg. Left arm reaches high. Remember, looking at the floor is going to help you to keep your balance. Otherwise, take a look up at that lifted hand. Enjoy the stretch out of your IT band, the muscle that runs on the outer part of that front leg. If you're tight there, I probably didn't even need to bring that to your attention. Let's hold 2 more breaths. 1 more breath here. And release. Both hands down. Front leg bends. Step back. Down dog split. Left leg up in the air. Bending your knee, opening up your hip, big stretch. Take any little movements you might have done on the first side. Right heel stretches all the way towards the floor. Left knee's opening wide, 1 more breath. And release. Both feet come to the floor. Same options as the last time we were here. You can stay in your down dog. You can drop your knees for rest or follow me through a vinyasa. Inhale, come to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Let's breathe here in. And breathe out. Do it again, big breath in. And a full exhale. Inhale, stretch your right leg up high. Exhale, bring knee towards your nose. It's warrior 2. Step forward. Inhale to rise. Come all the way up. Finding a long enough stance that bending your front leg a lot feels possible. Arms stretching wide, the length of your mat. Breathing here, nice and steady. Inhale, radiant warrior. Right arm reaches high, left arm stretching all the way down the back leg. Bend that front leg a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Drop your right hand to the pinky toe side of your right foot. That's the outside of your leg. Top arm reaches forward and over your ear towards the front of your mat. Gazing in the direction of your lifted hand. Looking for a big stretching feeling through the whole left side of the body. Breathing here for 3. Keep sending weight into your back foot. Holding for 2. 1 more breath. And then rise, inhale, right back up, radiant warrior. Both legs are straight. This time it's radiant triangle pose. Stretch all the way open. Big breath here, 1 more. Inhale, rise up, arms parallel. Exhale, pause. Take a slightly shorter stance. So you can bring that back foot in a little closer. Big breath in here. Triangle pose, exhale. Right hand down to the right leg. And left arm up high towards the ceiling. Gazing up at your lifted hand if you can. Both legs are strong. Little twisting like action opens up the chest. Holding for 3. Holding for 2. One more breath here. Stay in your pose. Bring left hand to lead left waist. Gaze at the mat. Walk your right hand more forward and lift your back leg. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Use a block under your bottom hand if you feel like you need some extra support here. Once you feel comfortable, left arm reaches up high towards the ceiling. Stay with your limbs long, or Chapadasana, reaching for your lifted foot with your lifted hand. Gaze towards the ceiling if you're able, otherwise eyes at the mat for extra balance. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. If you're holding the back foot, really open up like a back bend. One more breath. Good, limbs long, inhale. Just the hands down, exhale. Keep your left leg high, you can do it. Switch, right arm is high, revolved half moon. Gazing open. Lift that lifted leg as high as it can go. Option to reach for that back foot with your lifted hand. For a Chapadasana variation, hold for 5. Good, really lift that leg. 4, find the twist. 3, look up if you're able. 2, 1, inhale, limbs long. Exhale, hands, and then feet to the floor. Forward, fold. And just pause for a moment, let your head hang really heavy. Maybe a soft bend in the knees feels welcomed here. Inhale, lift halfway, gaze forward and lengthen. Exhale, step back to either downward facing dog or follow me through a vinyasa. Up dog, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. Breathing through your nose, big breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, the left leg is high. Exhale, squeeze knee towards the nose, step forward, warrior 2. Inhale, come on up. Let's try all that on the other side. See if you can get a really big bend in that front leg. Long stance, equal weight in both of your feet. Gazing forward. Slow the breath. Slow the heart rate, concentrate the mind. Inhale, radiant warrior, left arm high, right arm stretching all the way down that right leg, big opening through that left side body. Keep bending the left leg, inhale here. Exhale, extended side angle, left hand to the outer part of the left foot, right arm high, or forward rather, towards the front of the room. See if you can stretch open through that right side body, rooting the back foot even more purposely into the mat, squeeze the belly, breathe. 5, 4, 3, you might even bend that front leg a little more. 2, 1, inhale to rise. Radiant triangle pose, both legs are straight, left arm reaching towards the ceiling. Release tension out of that left hip flexor. One more breath here, big open. Inhale, bring yourself upright. Exhale, pause. Take your back foot in just a few inches, set it for triangle pose, big breath in. Exhale, drop left hand to left leg, and reach right arm up high. Breathe deeply. I know I'm holding my big toe, but you certainly don't have to. Hand can be somewhere on the leg instead. Gaze up if you're able. Slow your breath and breathe for 3. More weight in that back foot. Hold for 2. 1 more breath. Looks good. Look down. Right hand comes to right waist. You know where we're going, right? Let's find our half moon. Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand moves forward. Back leg lifts high. Good. If you're like me, finding balance can be a daily struggle. So keep your eyes at the floor if you're struggling to find your balance. If you feel good here, right arm reaches up high. Right leg lifting as high as it can go. Option to find Chapadasana. If you found it on the first side, I recommend trying to keep that consistency. Go for it again if you feel able. Breathe and hold. Let's stay for 3. Open all the way up. Hold for 2. 1 more breath. Inhale, limbs are long. Exhale, both hands down. Keep that lifted leg really high. Left arm reaches high. Let's switch, revolved half moon. Lifted legs lifting as high as it can go. Option to reach for that lifted foot. Helps if you bend the standing leg a little bit to catch it. Twist those shoulders open and breathe. We're here, another 3, it's almost over. Holding for 2, the sequence, not the class. One more breath. Good, inhale, limbs long. Exhale, hands, then feet. Find the floor, forward fold. Pause for a moment here. Let your head hang heavy. And we'll meet slowly, finding a standing position. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I just combined all of your favorite yoga poses together into one sequence. It's a real treat. Let's continue. Inhale, arms reach high. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, or feel welcome to take yourself right to down dog. Up dog, inhale if you're with me. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe through your nose, big inhale. And exhale. And again, big breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, walk or hop. We're back to the top of the mat, halfway lift. And exhale, come to your fold. Inhale, rise, stand all the way up, reach high. And exhale, arms come by your sides. Setting up for dancer's pose. We'll stand on the right leg first. Right arm reaches high up towards the ceiling. Left hand opens away from you. Bend your left leg, reach for the inner part of the left foot. Start to lift. Back leg is behind you, leaning forward just slightly. You're only lifting as much as you can. Try not to worry about how high you get. The goal of this is to create a back bending leg shape. See if you can drop your left hip down as you lift your left leg higher. Breathe for 3. Find your balance, find your breath. Hold for 2. One more breath here. And release. Good, let's try that on the other side. Left arm reaches up high. Right arm reaches back. Remember, palm faces open. Bend your right leg, reach for the inner part of the foot. And find your way into the posture. Lifting only as high as you can go. Finding that back bending leg shape. Breathe and hold. Let's stay for 5. Eyes are not moving. Lock into one place. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently come on out. Good. Standing at the top of the mat. Feet are together. Inhale, arms reach up high. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Plank pose, exhale, step back. Bring your feet together and pause. Let's find a side plank, left hand down, right arm is up high. Feet are flexed, gaze is up. Option to lower to the forearm, option to lower left knee down. Hold 5, 4, big breaths. 3, flex your feet. 2, 1, both hands down. Try the other side, right hand down and left arm up. Breathe here. Looking up, use your whole body, so strong everywhere. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both hands down, gaze forward, find your plank pose. Take a deep breath in, exhale, lower, all the way down to the floor. And see if you can just release. Forehead comes to the mat, arms come by your sides, palms facing up towards the ceiling, legs are together. This is one of my favorite movements, what we're about to do, really good for strengthening the lower back muscles. Legs are really straight, tops of the feet press into the floor, squeeze your feet together, ankle bones and big toes touching if you can. Legs so straight, kneecaps lift away from the mat, pubic bone tilts into the floor, shoulder blades are back. Inhale, lift up, chest, head, legs. Hands stay down, backs of the hands press into the floor. Breathe. 5, 4, try to lift your thighs off the floor without bending your knees. 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted, switch your hands. Looks like chaturanga, bend your elbows. Breathe, hold. 5, keep lifting. 4, 3, use more back, more legs, less butt. 2, 1, upward facing dog. Inhale, big stretch. Downward facing dog, hips lift. high. And we're breathing in. And we're breathing out. Join me in a seat, find the floor, step or hop forward, and sit down. Let's do some more back bending. I feel like we should because we've done so much to prepare for this moment right here. And I love back bends, so let's do a couple today. What do you say? In my world, a couple usually means like 6, so let's try that. Lay down on your back. Remember, if you feel like back bending is unsafe for your body, whatever your reason is, just sit this out. You do not have to do this part of the practice if it feels like it would be dangerous for you in any way. If you have some energy and you know back bends are safe for you, I recommend to do this to the best of your ability. Let's set up lying on our backs for bridge pose. And because we're gonna do 6, let's really take it easy. We'll start in bridge, even if you know you can work into wheel, let's save that for later. Think about pressing down, whole spine into the floor. As you press your low back into the mat, it should feel like your pubic bone tilts up a little bit. That's good. We want to lead with the pubic bone. Arms come by the sides. Inhale, lift up. Lower butt, upper butt, lower back, middle back, upper back. All the way comes off the floor. Notice your tendency to puff out your belly. See if you can squeeze it in. Arch from the upper spine too. Lower back isn't doing all the work here. Legs should feel like they're fired up. They're doing so much. Keep your arms apart, no wider than your mat if you're able. Legs are strong. Lift a little bit higher. One more breath. Exhale, lower. Middle back first, then the lower back, and then the butt. Let's do it again. Right back up. Same order. Inhale, lift. Butt, low back, middle back, upper back. This time, take your hands, interlace them underneath of you. See if you can get yourself to lift up a little bit higher. Breathe deeply. We're here. 5. Legs are strong. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Come down. We'll do it again. Inhale, stick with bridge. Lift again. All the way up. Keep lifting in that order. You can stay where you were, arms apart or hands together, or take your hands, hold your ankles. See if that brings you higher into your bridge pose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, keep lifting, 2, 1. Exhale, come down. Try not to come out of your back bend with an arch in your lower back. I'm going to give some other options moving towards deeper back bends. Feel free to stick with one of those 3 options we just started with in our bridge pose. If you feel like you want to continue, follow along. If at any point it feels unsafe, just come on out. 3 more to go. I don't know about you, but my legs are feeling pretty tired. Let's lift up into our next bridge pose. Go ahead, take yourself up and off the floor. If you found that holding the ankles felt really good for you in bridge, set your hands for wheel. And from there, see if you can press up just the top of the head. And take yourself forearms to the floor, hands interlace. See if you can use your legs to press your feet. So much your head lifts away from the floor. Breathe 3 more times. Hold here, 1 more breath, strong everywhere. 1 more breath here. And then exhale, come on out, release from the pose. Good. If that felt hard, stick with that. If you want to move towards full wheel pose, let's give it a try. 2 more to go. Stick with bridge or move towards wheel. Here we go. Inhale, lift. Everybody starts in bridge. Bring yourself up. Stay in your bridge or set your hands from wheel and press straight up. Arms straight. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come down. Right back up. Inhale, lift. Final time. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Come all the way down. Sway your legs gently side to side and breathe. Let's come on up and find a seat. Legs are straight forward. Whew. My legs are shaking. How do yours feel? Bring your hands to your thighs and see if you can crawl your hands forward. Bring them all the way down your legs. If you're not holding your feet, that's all right. Hold what you can and fold forward. Head drops down. Big breaths. Just getting a nice stretch through the back body. And then slowly come all the way up. Plant your hands to be behind your body. Fingers point forward. You could bend your knees here if you needed to. If you have any shoulder problems or wrist problems, I recommend sitting this out. Otherwise, join with me for Purvaltanasana. Inhale, hips lift high. And we'll breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently come all the way down. Very nice. Stay where you are in a seated position, or let's take a vinyasa. Join me in chaturanga as you exhale, up dog as you inhale, and downward facing dog as you exhale. Let's find our way to the floor. Once again, sit down. Working towards shoulder stand. If you feel like shoulder stand is not a place that you know or can practice safely, I recommend finding your yoga prop. Maybe it's a block, maybe it's a pillow, something that's gonna give you a little bit of a lift and take your legs straight up towards the ceiling, arms coming by the sides. If you can get into your shoulder stand safely, then I encourage you to practice it with me. You might not stay the whole time, but see if you can practice for part of the time. Get ready. Inhale, come up, catch your back. And see if you can wiggle your upper arms closer together. Hands pressing on the back. Create as much of a vertical line as you can. And we'll breathe here. Remember, if at any point this feels unsafe or it feels like you've had enough and you want to come out early, please do that. Otherwise, we'll sit here and breathe for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly, feet come to the floor over your head. If your feet don't quite reach the mat, you can leave your hands on your back. If your feet do reach the floor, arms could extend like mine, forward, interlacing the fingers. A little hard to talk in this confined space, but I'll do my best. We'll hold for just 3 more breaths. 2, 1. Slowly bend your knees. Bring them on either sides of the head. Karna Paddison, deaf man's pose. Holding here for 3. Try not to crush the neck. Press weight into the tops of the shoulders. Holding for 2. Belly muscles squeezing in for 1 more breath. Good. Arms extend forward, palms face down. Try to keep the legs close to the body as you roll out 1 vertebrae at a time. Try to keep your head and shoulders down, rolling all the way out, setting up for Matsyasana, fish pose. Extend your legs straight forward, back so you can see me here. You sort of almost want to sit on your hands, wiggling butt over the hands so you get this big lift in the chest, the big back bend. See if you can squeeze in through the low belly as you open up through the chest. You'll notice the throat's in the opposite shape it was in when we were in our shoulder stand. Breathe here 1 more time. And then gently bring yourself all the way out and down to the floor. Come on up, join me in a seat. Stay seated, or once again, you might move through vinyasa. Vinyasa is the movements of chaturanga, up dog, and downward facing dog. here, drop your knees to the floor. Some version of tabletop, the arms are slightly more forward than the shoulders. We're going to keep them there and just move them a little bit further ahead than that, dropping chest to the floor, butt stays high, puppy pose, Anahatasana. You can lower the forehead, the nose, or the chin to the floor, depending on your range of motion. Keep the belly squeezing in so you're getting an opening here through the upper back. And if your shoulders are tight, arms wider might help you, maybe as wide as your mat. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath here. Slowly bring yourself back up. Come to your tabletop. And then lower to your forearms, elbows to the floor. See if you can bring your hands to interlace together. Elbows are no wider than the shoulders as we set up for dolphin pose. Come up to the toes. Knees lift off the mat. Walk your feet in just as close as you can get them without straining the body. Squeezing in, a little bend in the knees might help you. Feet apart is my favorite way to practice this posture. Stay here or lift right leg up high. Keep that right leg high for a while and then switch, left leg is high. Or drop your head to the floor and set up for headstand. Walk the feet in and lift up both legs towards the ceiling. Stay where you are, and we'll breathe here for 10. 9, no strain in the neck, use your shoulders. 7, belly is strong, legs are active. 6, 5, 4, stay on your mat, don't move to the wall. 3, 2, on 1, slowly bring yourself out. Knees to the floor, child's pose, head down, arms by your sides. Slow breathing, relaxed through the neck and the upper body. One more breath here. Slowly come on up. You can either stay in the seat for a few extra moments, or again, I invite you to take a vinyasa. Totally optional. Move only if you want to. Build some extra heat in the body. And that'll be our last vinyasa of the practice day. If you're in down dog, come to a seat and then join me. We'll lay down all the way on our backs. The knees are bent and the feet are planted. Take your right ankle and cross it over your left knee. And then from here, maybe the opposite of what you're used to, we're gonna drop the legs over to the right. So again, the right ankle is above the left knee, sort of like a figure 4. And once you get there, you're encouraging a stretch through the front side of the left leg. You might take a look at me on the video if you're not quite sure what I'm describing. And we're really getting a nice big stretch through that left hip flexor. If this bothers your knees or doesn't feel good to you in any way, just release. We'll take one more breath. Keep your legs as they are. Bring yourself back to center, left foot plants. Pull in, if you can, left leg towards the body. Now a more familiar leg shape, getting a stretch through the right hip. Reclined figure 4. And just take a couple moments here. If you can't hold on to the left leg and your left foot's still on the mat, that's great. You're feeling all kinds of good stuff from there too. One more breath. Just adding to the confusion. Let's stay with it. See if you can follow my cues. Right leg stays on top of the left leg. You're just gonna cross completely so your thighs are touching again. Right leg over the left. Now we're twisting. Legs drop to the left. Right arm extends over towards the right. If having your legs crossed like this is too intense, just release and stack the legs instead. Try to slow your breathing even more. One more breath. And we'll come back to center. Both feet are planted. Let's try that again, that same sequence. Now we're gonna cross over, left ankle on top of, or right above rather, of that right knee. Looking for that hip flexor stretch. The legs come over to the left. And you're sort of wiggling that right foot so it moves out towards the right. And you're using the left leg to encourage the right leg towards the floor. Again, the left leg is on top of the right leg. In a figure four leg shape, and the legs are leaning to the left. Try to feel that stretch through the front side of the right leg. If you're really open in your hip flexors, you might not feel a whole lot here. So just enjoy whatever gentle movement you're experiencing if that's the case. We'll take just another breath, slow and steady through the nose. And then we'll come back to center. Right foot plants, left ankle remains where it is, crossed over the right knee. See if you can pull the legs in for reclined figure four. Get a little bit more of a stretch through that left hip. And breathing deeply here through the nose. Releasing tension from the body. Take one more breath. Then slowly we'll release. Keep the legs as they are. We're just going to cross them completely. Left leg wraps all the way around the right. Thighs touch as you roll your legs towards the right side of the mat. Left arm extends towards the left. Maybe head turns towards the left. And just breathe slow and steady. One more breath here. We'll come back to center. Legs are uncrossed now. See if you can pull them in towards the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Should feel really nice, sort of flattening the spine into the floor. Maybe you pull yourself up. Head towards the legs. Take a big breath in. And exhale to release. Bring yourself down into Shavasana, extending the legs nice and long, releasing the arms by the sides. Use any props you have handy to make yourself feel more comfortable, and we'll rest for a few minutes here together in silence. to make small movements with your body to reawaken. Find gentle movements, wiggling your fingers and toes. Finding a breath that's purposeful. Big inhale. Long exhale. Bending your knees so your feet plant on the mat. Stay here or pull the legs in towards your body. Feel welcome to roll yourself over onto your favorite side. Take a moment to thank yourself for making time in your day to make it onto your yoga mat. Feeling grateful for this yoga practice and all of the benefits that offer your body and your mind. Moving slowly, make your way up into a seated position. Legs are gently crossed, hands are in prayer, similar to the way we found ourselves at the beginning of practice. We'll chant the sound of Om together one final time. Join with me if you can. Let's take a deep breath in. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate you joining me for practice today, and I look forward to seeing you soon.